Alright, and welcome to our Adobe XD course once again. My name is Godfrey Franklin. Now, if you have been following up on the lessons from lesson 1 to this point, you may have seen some progress, right? Now, today's video is very different. We are moving into a different dimension. Now, we know that Adobe XD does designing, prototyping, and sharing. Alright, today we're actually doing something about prototype. That sounds good, right? We're doing something about prototype. We are moving to the second dimension of what Adobe XD is about. Okay, so let's just get started. Okay, so we're going to start with a mobile phone. So I'm going to select iPhone 14 Pro Max. That is the first one we have right there. So we're just going to click on it and it will create your new project for you to bring you the artboard. Now you know how to create it, so there's no point in talking about it once again. If you've been following up, that is it. If you have not, there are a lot of videos before this. You can watch them and then you can come back and watch this one as well. We'll rename our artboard. Here I'm going to make it splash screen. Okay, splash screen. Good. Splash. Now we're talking about prototype. What is prototyping? I just sat down to find my own way to define it. Now the interaction between the artboards. Okay, so that is the core concept of prototyping. That is the interaction between the artboards. Okay, so we are moving from one artboard to another, and that is the channel, that is the wiring, the cabling of everything. We're just joining the artboards together. All right, so certainly that is what we're going to do. That is what all this is about. We're just going to chain the artboards together. All right, so clicking or moving from one artboard to another, yeah, it's going to be that. So we actually need two of these to be able to do the simple prototyping. So I'm going to create the next artboard so that you can do it. And how am I going to do it? I can just do Ctrl+D to duplicate the present one, or I can just drag on it by holding down the Alt key and then dragging on it here, right? So I will name this one home. You know, I'll name this one home. So I have two artboards at this time, and I'm going to interact between this one. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So I have to do some wireframing on the artboard and then on the home screen so that they can interact. We've talked about wireframes already, you know, low fidelity wireframe. We talk about it more in the maybe subsequent videos, okay? But we're going to do a simple wireframing here where we're going to use them to interact in our prototyping lesson. So in this splash screen, what is it about? Whenever you open an app, you see that this first screen that comes and wait about some few seconds, 3, 4, 5, usually 3 to 4 seconds, and then it will move on to the next assigned artboard or layout. Okay, and that is the splash screen. Okay, that is the splash screen. That's the first thing that appears before the main page. So this one is going to wait. It's going to wait until the set time, and then move on to the set target. So let me do this one. Let me reposition this. Yes, so I'm just going to move this one up. You can just do drag and drop to interchange them. Okay, yeah. Oh, I clicked on that. Right, good. So we have this. So we have the first one to be the splash screen, and that is what it does. Good. So I'll move on to prototype and then show you certain things. Okay, so on this screen, this is where we do a prototype, and you click. We have the design, we have the prototype, we have the share. We have the prototype here. So in the sharing, you can just click on the prototype right here and select the splash screen that you want to connect to. If you have the wireframes on it, you want to connect them, that is fine. But I just want to show you how it all works. I'm going to explain this page to you as well. So on the splash artboard, you can see that that is what it is selected. I can come and select the home artboard, select the splash artboard, select the home artboard, select this one. All right. Now you can see that as it is selected, as kind of a blue overlay. Okay, blue overlay, and then yeah, with this small arrow right at the edge of it. This is what we call the you see, like the cable or the wires, to connect to them. So I want to connect this screen to this one. All right, so I will just drag. You can just drag anywhere. Whenever you leave it, it's going to find its own position and then place it. So now this splash screen is connected to the home screen, meaning that it's going to move from this side to this side. Okay, it's going to move from here, it's going to go here, but that is not going to just happen overnight, right? It has to follow according to the prescriptions you are going to give to it. So we move on to the interaction section here. Then we define how we want to interact. So I told you prototyping is interaction between them. So we're just going to come to trigger. How do you want to interact? Is it by tapping, by dragging, by time, by key, keep gamepad, by voice? All right. So normally on the splash screen, you see there are not other elements on it to click to move on to the next page. It's just wait some few seconds and then it moves. So that certainly will be time, right? So we're going to set it to time. Okay, right. The trigger is going to be a time, and here you have to set the number of seconds that you're going to wait. Is it going to wait? So you set the number of seconds. It's going to wait until it moves on. So see, 3 seconds, good, 3 seconds, and then it will move on to this screen. All right, and then we have the action as the movement. How is it going to be done? Smooth transition, rough, just vanish, dissolve kind of thing. So you go to transition. Here we have auto animate, we have a hyperlink, we have overlay, we have previous artboard, audio playback, speech playback. That's all right. So we select on transition right here. For now, we're going to move on to the others one after the other to know how each of them come to play when you're using them. All right, so here, what is it? What is the destination? So already, because we've moved this one to this, it has selected the home screen. Now we can disconnect them by dragging off it, and then here, all right, you can connect them again. Here this one has been selected. All right, you can choose not to disconnect. You can choose not to connect by going none and select the home screen. So it is connected to the home screen at the moment. What sort of animation do you want? There are others. Going to dissolve, slide from the left, slide to the right, slide up, down, push. You can try any of these to see how they all come to play. I'm going to select from this is my left, right. I'm going to slide from right. Okay, so that it pushes this one here, it slides this one inside, and you set the easing. You're going to ease in, out, ease in, snap, wind, bounce. Let's slide bounce and see. All right, bounce. And how many seconds you want for the duration depends on you. Let's make it 0.4 seconds. That's 4 milliseconds right there. Right, good. So this is how it all come to play when you're dealing with Word. The prototyping. This is what we are going to do. There are more to this, but this is the introduction to prototyping. We're going to move on to designing something and move on with it. Now we're done with this. What else? These screens are white. They are blank. You don't see anything, even if they move. Right. So in our next video, we're actually going to add some elements on it, and we're going to come back to prototyping to, I just introduce it to you. All right, come back to prototyping and then do it. I'm glad you do it. So let's move on to the next video.